because it matters for how you approach the next 4 weeks. Proof of shift is built on one idea. Every month, you ship one real working public thing. This is not a tutorial you followed along with, not a folder of code on your laptop, a live link on the internet that somebody else can open, and that you can explain line by line when they ask. That's the whole model. Everything we do is in service of that link existing at the end of the month. If you have been with us since month 1, you know the rhythm by now. You have built 3 of these. Month 1 through the 3 complete 3 months. Broadly, you build tools, things you run that takes your input and gives you an output. You are in the driver's seat every time. This month is a genuine step up. And I want to say plainly what changes. This month you don't build a tool, you build a system that runs without you. What does it mean? It runs on a schedule. When you're not at your desk, you are sleeping. Then also it wakes up and executes the task. And that's what we are building specifically in this AI whole system that's called AI intelligent system. By the end of those 4 weeks, you will have a live public dashboard that scans through the complete job market every morning before you even wake up. Scores every opening it finds against your profile, tells you which skill you need to learn that is popular in the market, where you are lagging behind, and crucially checks its own work and corrects itself whenever it finds an error. We are calling it a edge desk project. Right? End of the week 4, I will deploy the whole thing live and few of you demo yours. Assignments are weekly due Sunday. 4 of them, each unlocking a badge, each one is a public artifact, a repo, a video, a live URL. All 4 get verified, get you a certificate. And I will be straight with you. The certificate isn't the most valuable part. The most valuable part is the link that you will be getting, which you can show to your friends or anyone you want to use the project. What you need open right now is a terminal, a Python installed on your system, and a Kiro editor, which we have installed in the previous monthly cohorts. That's genuinely it. Right now, no API keys today, nothing to sign up for, nothing to pay for. We don't touch a paid service until week 2. And even then, the free tier covers the whole month. We will be having alternative free months, so you do not have to use any paid tools for this whole monthly cohort. One last thing about how I teach. I make mistakes on camera and leave them in. The reason is AI can make mistakes, and I want you to learn that how to debug those mistakes. So you will watch me catch it and fix it instead of cutting it to a clean take. That's deliberate. We have deliberately put that part. Debugging is a skill that you need to learn, so that we will be learning throughout this course. So, right, housekeeping done, let's get into it. Before we build anything, I need you to understand what we are solving, not the version of it, the thing you have. Let's go to the next slide. So if you think about it, what is the problem right now? Right now, if you think somewhere in your city, a company just opened a role that fits you almost completely. Not kind of a fit, it actually fits. It's a perfect role for you. But you get to know about it after 11 days, 12 days, or even you don't get to know about it because there is plethora of jobs. By the time you get to know about it, 400 people have already applied it. The recruiter has already shortlisted the people that they want. The role is technically still open on the job board, which is the cruelest part, because you will apply anyway and you will wait and nothing will come back and you will assume the problem was your resume. The problem was not your resume. The problem was the latency. You are 11 days behind the market every single day, and the reason is simple. Your job search is a manual refresh. You open a job board whenever you remember that okay, I need to check the job board. You open that at that point of time and then try to apply it. You type the same 3 keywords. You scroll the first page, close the tab. That's it. That's not a research. That's a nervous habit that you have. Okay, I need to apply it. That's what we are killing today. We are trying to kill today permanently. If you see what we are doing today is, if you see this slide, I said at the top that this month you build a system instead of a tool. Now let me be precise about what that actually means, because it's an architectural difference, not a marketing one. A tool waits for you. You give it an input, it gives you an output. You are the trigger. You are the one pressing the button every time. A loop, on the other hand, has its own heartbeat. Nobody presses the button, the system wakes up on a schedule, decides what work needs doing, delegates their work to a specialized agent, check whether that did it properly, retries the ones that failed, writes the result to a database and updates the dashboard. Then it goes back to sleep again and it wake up the next day at the same time doing the same job. That's called loop engineering. The skill is not prompting an LLM. The skill is building the thing that prompts the LLM and then verifies them because they will lie to you. Right? LLM can make mistakes. So here's the contract for the rest of the session. If you see, the first is you will understand the complete architecture of what they are building, not a vague box diagram, the actual agents, the actual data flow, the actual failure points. I will draw it in front of you. Second is you will see the exact spec we are building forward. The 3 panels of the finished dashboard so you know precisely what is coming up. The third point is you will have the project scaffolded and a working loop skeleton running on your system, real code, real output today. Fourth, you will know one architectural mistake that kills 90% of the project in week 4. We are going to design around it from the minute 1 instead of discovering it the night before the deadline. So let's get started. Before we build, I want you to actually feel the problem. Let me actually show you. What are if you don't feel the problem, you will build a fancier job board instead of an intelligent system. Manual job searching has 4 blind spots. Not inefficiencies, blind spot these are. Thing you cannot see, no matter how hard you scroll. Think about it. The first spot is timing, the most important one. Job boards sort by relevance or by promoted, almost never by genuinely just posted out. The role that opened 4 hours ago is buried under a sponsored listing from the last month. You are structurally shown stale inventory of jobs. That is the worst part. Second blind spot is volume. See, think about it. Your target role, your city, that's maybe 200, 300 live listings across all the sources. You will read the almost 15, 20 jobs. You will read the 15 that happen to be on the page, one site you like. In many of the sites, one site you will read the first 15 pages and that's all. Your sample is not just small, it biased toward whatever that site ranking algorithm is. If you open, let's say, site A, that ranking algorithm can be different and you see the only on that popular site, you see the job listings and you are done. That is the second highest, the worst part that this blind spot causes. The third one is this is the fit part. You just fit by vibes. In about 4 seconds per listing while tired and your vibes are miscalibrated in both the direction. You skip roles you would actually get because one line of the JD scared you, right? Sometimes this happens that I read some line which is scaring me or I read something about the company which is not matching me. Like only that one word is fine. That one word does the job that you do not like the job. It makes it like this, but which is not the correct data because we are in a hurry of applying the job. You never do the complete investigation. When you apply to the roles, you have no shot at because the title sounded right. You did not read the complete description. That's the third blind spot. The fourth one this is the expensive one. Any single job descriptions tells you almost nothing. 200 job descriptions read together tell you what the market is paying for, right? Think about this. Which skill went from nice to have to required? Because this changes every quarter, right? This tech industry is so fast moving. The one skill which was required in the previous quarter, it is nice to have now. Or the one skill which was nice to have in the previous quarter, it is required now. This is the aggregated data which we never, since we don't have time, we are not able to do this analysis which our agent will do. So that signal is sitting right there in public. It is completely invisible to human reading one listing at a time. And it's the single most valuable thing in your job search because it tells you what to learn, not just what to apply for. So here's the thing. Let me actually explain you. Let me just go to the next slide. See, if you see, here's the thing that should annoy you. You and the system we are going to build are reading exactly the same public data, same listings, same sites, no secret access, no premium feed. The difference is entirely architectural. Why I say is it reads all of the data, never gets tired since it's a machine, never get discouraged because human can, remembers everything it saw last month and does arithmetic across the whole set. You are not going to cut out the hustle of the job market. You are going to instrument it. You are going to out-instrument it to this agent. I hope that makes sense. So let's get started. Now what we are building towards is, let me actually open this. So if you think about it, now normally this is the point where I would show you the finished thing running, just to give you an idea what we are building. I'm not going to do this time. And I want to be honest about why. I am building this alongside you in real time over these 4 weeks. There is no finished version sitting on my laptop that I made it secretly in Vrindavan. That's deliberate and it's better for you. You are going to watch this get built for the first time, including the parts that break. By week 4, there will be a live URL, mine and yours, and I will be deploying mine on the stream in the final session with no cuts. So instead of a demo, here we will be building a spec. This is the target 3 panels. I want you to hold these in your head because everything we build for the next 4 weeks exists to fill one of them. If you see, the first target is, let me open this. If you see the opportunity feed, every live listing your agent found sorts by fits. The highest first, let me open that. So this is the panel 1 that we are trying to build, the opportunity feed. Every live listing your agent found sorted by a fit score. The highest one is the first one, not sorted by the relevance, decided by a job board that wants your attention. Sorted by a fit to your profile, which is the defined ones. In a config file, you will explain like what is your interested fields, what skills you have and everything, and it never touch again. And critically, if you think about it, every score carries a reason. Look at the shape of the top row. 88 out of 100 is the score, and next to it, why? Stack Overflow. If you think about it, why stack overlap is there, right? On 4 of the 5 required fields. Seniority band matches. This is the match, but what is the gap? They want Kubernetes. You have Docker skill only. So this is one of the gap. That's the reason this field matters more than what you think. A score on its own is a black box, right? That like you either trust on it or you don't. A score with an argument attached is you can disagree with, you can agree with what is wrong. And it will be the reason that tells you which part of the prompt to fix. That's the week 2. Now, if you see the next panel that we will be building is this one. Your agent extracts the required skill from every single listing, compares them against the skill profile you wrote once, that is a config file, and ranks what missing by often it's costing you. Look at the shape of it. Top of the list, if you see a skill appearing in 31 listings you would otherwise be string fit for. Second one, 19 is there. Like if you would have Kubernetes, you would be applicable for 31 listings. If you would have this second skill that is Airflow, you will be applicable for 19 strings. If you see this kind of a dashboard is very important. That's not just learn Kubernetes because it's hot right now. If you think about it, that's your market, your role, your city, your profile telling you what to learn next so that you can be better ranked upon the opportunities. And it re-ranks itself every week as the market moves. This is the panel that makes the whole thing worth building. It's in the week 2 that we will be building. This next panel that we'll be building is the agent activity log. This is very important. If you read the shape of this, 6 a.m. the orchestrator wakes up. I will explain what the orchestrator is. Checks the state if it fetches the last fetch 24 hours ago, 41 listings unscored, right? If you see skill cap stale, delegate 3 jobs, fetcher rain, everything, there are multiple things happens here. You see the activity of everything. What is happening is orchestration is the one which will invoke multiple agents and it will record what is happening, what gave an error, how, and then agent will fix also that this is the error that our tool is giving, because this has to be autonomous. You will not be required to do any button click or anything. This will run on its own, right? That's the week 3 and it's the hardest week, but we will make it easy for you. Now, like if you see, we are not building a job board. we are building a self-correcting multi-agent loop that produces career intelligence while you sleep on its own. There are 3 panels that we have to build, 4 weeks, one live URL at the end. Now let's take it apart because you can't build any of that until you can see the whole machine. So let's see the architecture diagram now. See the architecture diagram that we will be building. If you see this, I have drawn this diagram. So this is the complete diagram of the complete application that we will be building. So if you see, there will be a 6 a.m. trigger. This is the example timing. This trigger will be done, like it will be triggering every day without you doing anything. So we'll be writing an autonomous trigger that triggers every day at a specific certain point of time, and it triggers the orchestrator that we will be building, that is the brain of this application. The orchestration work is, it divides the complete work into 3 agents, that is a fetcher, a scorer, and a gap analyzer. Fetcher fetches the job, scorer and scores them against your profile. Gap analyzer finds out what are the gaps in your profile according to the market trends. Then they send it to a verifier agent, which verifies all the detail. If it is not correct, if it is failing, then it will call the orchestrator again with the better context again, so that it improves it ourselves. If it passes, then it will be storing that into a storage, which we will be using a SQLite DB here. From that DB, we will be powering our dashboard, the complete front end, which we will be reading from the SQLite database. So this is the complete diagram of the complete architecture diagram, but what we will be building. Hi everyone, I will just take you 30 seconds to introduce to you something very new that Masai has recently launched. It's a new app that is called Loop by Masai. It's available on Play Store and App Store. Let me just explain that why this is very interesting idea. If you see that many of the time, a lot of people scroll reels, right? Because reels are addictive because they are short and they give you some kind of information. But those are generally not related to your career, what you want to learn. Loop by Masai exactly does the same. It has the Instagram concept of small reels, but for a tech content. Let's say you are learning AI. It's mostly focused on AI, but it'll be or it will be having videos related to other projects as well. So you will be having short videos where, let's say, they will take a specific concept and explain you in a very short 30-second, 40-second video so that you remember it for the whole lifetime. It's a very addictive learning. It's a very new concept. And let me show you the interface as well. I have installed this Loop by Masai. So this is how it looks like. You can do get started. Just give your number here and you can just sign in. So I will be entering my number and I will be starting with that. So all these courses, all these videos that are going on this monthly cohort will be also available on that. So it's a one-stop platform where you can watch all the videos related to monthly cohort, weekly cohorts, and these reels videos. After every reel, you will have a quiz as well. So it's a very, very good learning platform that you have quiz as well. You have learning videos every day, and it's a very short video, so you do not have to even spend, like you have to sit there. You are just walking by, you are just traveling, you can just look at it, right? It's a very good platform, very good initiative. So I would heavily recommend everyone to install this app and start using it. Okay, now let's back to the course. So now I think enough with the talk. Let's move to the coding part. We will be using Kiro editor here. The sole reason is we will be able to use AI powers for writing the complete code. So we will be writing good prompts, and using that prompts, Kiro will be able to convert our code, convert our English source into code. For Kiro, I would like to explain one very important thing. Kiro has a concept of steering file. What is a steering file is, let's say if you're working on a specific project and you want certain guidelines for that project, that these are the introduction of the project, these are the must info of the project, this is how you should work. That is, you create a steering file and Kiro will remember all of the information from the steering file while working on this project. So the first thing that we will be passing to Kiro is, I have a prompt written for this. I will be sharing this prompt in the project details also. You will be finding it under the video. So in this Kiro tab, I will be writing Kiro a very good prompt that I have written. That is for creating the steering file. What I'm saying is, create a Kiro steering file that will apply to every interaction in this project. See, that is a very important part. Every interaction you will do about this project with Kiro will remember the steering file. What are the rules that you have set? It must capture these rules. First is, we are building this autonomous AI career intelligence agent, a scheduled loop that fetches live listings, score them, whatever we have explained, right? This is the whole thing. The complete architecture that I just explained you on the diagram. There will be an orchestrator, sub-agents, fetcher, scorer, gap analyzer, then verifier and storage. The complete details that we have put there, and then some hard rules on this. We will be using this Python specific version. Add a dependency only when it genuinely saves some work. Then otherwise do not add like fake dependencies and everything, and a complete database and everything. So these kind of hard rules that I have telling to Kiro, the sole purpose is Kiro should remember these because these are the must-have for our project. Every interaction that you will do regarding the project with Kiro, Kiro will remember these steering files and whatever you have put it in. So it is creating a steering file. If you see as dash, this is the project that I have created as dash.md. In that MD file, will create all the rules that we have created, and it will always remember. You will find out any prompt that I will be sent to Kiro. It will keep this whole file with it. It will take this whole steering file with it and then answer based on that. I will show you as well. If you see, it has create .kiro folder and a steering file, which is this file. So this file has all the rules, the whole architecture, the complete thing. Now you will see how it will be used. The first thing that I want Kiro to do is, if you think about it, the first requirement for project is, if you think about it, we want to create a config file which has the profile, let's say target role, what role I am targeting, what city I am targeting, everything. It will be into a config file, and then the storage file which will interact with our database, all the tables and everything. So I will have, again, I have created a good prompt for it. Let me just fetch that prompt, just a minute. And I will be sending it to Kiro, and now you will see the magic. So this is the second prompt that I'm passing to Kiro, which is build 2 modules only. No agents yet, nothing yet. The first module is the config.py. A config file will hold the target role, the roles which I am targeting, the city in which I am targeting, the keywords of the role which I am targeting, how many experience, so complete config, complete information about your, like what you are trying to target. And the second thing is, if you see, let me explain. The second module, if you see, this is the example, like I am saying, can you create an example also or of a person who is interested in data analyst role in Bangalore? So this will create a sample file also. And if you see, the second module is this database module, which is the only module which can interact with database. This is a init DB. It will create the DB. It will create few tables. The first table is this listing table. It will store all the listings that our agent has found. It will store into a SQL database. Similarly, then there is another table which is skill gap table, that what are the skills that you are lacking. So it will store everything. Then there are log table, which will, if you remember, the third table that we want to create, the agent logs, what is happening, that will go into cycle log table. So if you set it, it will send whenever Kiro will be starting working on any prompt that you are passing, it will take steering file with. Now anything that you will be, any prompt that will be passing to Kiro, it will automatically take a steering file in the context, whatever you have put a steering file, and then will create this project. If you see it creating this config.py, this is created using the complete whatever information we have already given in the steering file. The config.py is created. Now it is create the second module, which is storage.py. So once these 2 modules are created, we will move to the next step. Okay, let's see. So 2 files are created. Now it is creating a sample config.yaml file in which we can put the complete config. If you see here, these are the, let's see, this is an example. This person who is targeting data analyst role in a Bangalore. These are the keywords, your skills, everything you can put it here. Agent will read this file and then start searching for the files. I hope that makes sense to everyone. The second part that we want to build is the orchestration part, and we will be right now in today's class, we will not be actually fetching the actual job. So we will build a mock fetch job. Basically, we will hard code the list of jobs and we will not be searching through the internet. That is the next week class, right? So what we will be doing is, right now we are saying now the loop skeleton that we want to make, we are saying explicitly we do not want to make any network calls right now. So what we are saying is, if you see here, so what it is doing, it is every agent exposes the name, str, the complete config. Let me explain you one important thing out of this, which is, just give me a minute. So if you see the steps that we are giving to this so we are creating this orchestrator.py, the whole orchestration. What is the whole process? It initializes the DB, reads the state, when was the last fetch happened and everything. Then it prints the sort plan that what happened, why happened. Then it runs the agent. If you remember the architecture diagram, orchestration has to give three tasks, the task to every three agents that it will give, and it will print the complete cycle, like what happened, the complete summary table. And then if you see, let me explain that right now, if you see this part, not implemented yet because gap analyzer and Scorer, we are not implementing it today's class. That will be in the separate classes. So right now we will keep them empty. They will not be implemented. And now we can run this. What this will do is it will create a orchestration module, but it will not fetch jobs from internet. It will be hard-coded jobs that it will be creating. Let it create. So now after this, we should have at least the orchestration file, and we should be able to run some code to see the whole autonomous loop engineering. Let's see, right now it will not fetch anything meaningful. It will not pass it to agent, but it should see that. Let's actually see that. We will ask Kiro itself to run it. So if you see, it will create a runcycle.py file. If you see here, runcycle.py file, the entry point, it runs the one complete full cycle. So basically, whenever someone runs this file, it will run the complete one cycle. It will run it. It will show the whole orchestration. It will print some data. It will not call the actual analyzer and everything today, but it will run this. And what we will build, how to will make it autonomous. Right now, we will be running this through manually, but when we will be deploying this, we will write a cron job which executes this complete command again and again at a certain time that you can select at 6 a.m., at 7 a.m. You can run it after every hour also. So let it complete the orchestration. So it has created this mock fetcher which has a hard-coded list of jobs. If you see, this is the first job which is hard-coded, second job in Swiggy, Flipkart, PhonePe. These are hard-coded jobs that we have created for now to run our loop, to see whether our loop is working or not. Okay. Let it create. Then it has created this runcycle.py file. It loads the config, it runs the complete cycle, and we can actually see that if you go to the orchestrator part, so it is asking for me to run. Let me click the run command. It is running also, it will test the complete thing. Let it complete. It will take some time. We run it here. Once this is completed, we should see, if you see, it has printed all the data here. State, last fetch, there is code 0. We run it again. And then I will run it on the terminal also so that you can see it clearly. Right now it is not perfectly visible. If you see, it is running completely fine, and I can run it here as well in the terminal. If you see, we have Python runcycle.py. If you run this, complete thing is running. The whole plan is the first it run the fetcher, scorer and gap analyzer are skipped yet because those are not implemented. We will be implementing them in the next class. What it does, it executes the mock fetcher, gets the 12 listing, scorer and gap analyzer again does not run. The whole cycle summary, 3 agents got run, total new rows, nothing, no new rows inserted. The reason is because the gap analyzer and scorer did not run. So the complete cycle is work. This is one cycle, and we will be building the complete autonomous thing like this. The one which will be executing this cycle again and again every day, and you will not do anything. You will get a report on the dashboard that what is happening with the market. So that's the interesting part. I hope everyone enjoyed the class. We will meet in the next one, folks. Till then, bye-bye.
Everyone keeps saying learn AI. But when exactly? After work? After college? After watching 10 more random videos? That's why there's Loop by Masai. Loop gives you one focused 15-minute sprint every day. A short video, a bite-sized read, and a quick quiz to check what actually stuck. And with Masai Live, you can join live sessions, interact, or catch the replay when you miss it. No random scrolling, no I'll start tomorrow. Just one small step every day to stay AI ready. Download Loop by Masai today.
बाय लाइट इलेक्शन चलता है